Class 9. So today we shall see the mechanism of photosynthesis or the process of photosynthesis in details. Okay, so photosynthesis take place in two different steps. Okay, two major steps of photosynthesis are light phase and the dark phase. After dark phase, the process of photosynthesis will get completed. Now the first phase is called light phase. So this light phase of photosynthesis take place in which part of the cell, which organelles of the cell? Chloroplast. Okay, now let us see. This is the structure of chloroplast. Okay, here lies the grana, and this ground matrix part, this ground part is known as granular part is known as stroma. So light phase take place here in grana. Okay, now light phase of photosynthesis take place in chloroplast of the leaf. Okay, chloroplast of the leaf. Now this light phase take place in different steps. Okay, step by step process. The first step is activation of chlorophyll. First of all, activation of chlorophyll. As you know, the solar energy consists of highly energized photon particles. Highly energized photon I think you have seen in the previous videos. Okay, photon particles are highly charged, highly energized particles. Okay, now first of all, what will happen? These photon particles, okay, this photon particle which is present in the solar energy, okay, this has to activate this chlorophyll. Now I think you have done this in atomic structure, no? This is nucleus, and a number of electron revolves around the nucleus. Now 1 2, and in the outermost shell there are 8 electrons. Okay, so this is actually this is just assumptions only. Okay, now this is the normal state. Okay, normal stable state of chlorophyll. As soon as this photon particles this chlorophyll absorbs photon particles, now the one more electron will get added here. Okay, now it becomes activated or charged. Okay, now first of all, the photon particles are absorbed by normal chlorophyll or stable chlorophyll. Okay, now this stable chlorophyll, after absorbing these photon particles, become unstable. Okay, and this unstable chlorophyll or charged chlorophyll is called activated chlorophyll. Now the second step of photosynthesis is photolysis of water. Okay, photolysis. Now in the first step we have seen activation of chlorophyll. Now in the first step the chlorophyll becomes charged or activates. Okay, now this activated chlorophyll helps to break or split, okay, break down this water molecules into two parts, H plus ions and OH minus ion. I think you have done this in chemistry, no? H plus means charged uh, elements. Okay, charge. These are charged. H plus means hydrogen ions, and OH minus is called hydroxyl ions. Okay. Now these hydrogen ions. Okay. Now these hydrogen ions thus form, okay, the this process, the splitting of water molecules into H plus and OH minus, this process is called photolysis of water. After photolysis, these hydrogen ions, okay, these hydrogen ions thus form is utilized by hydrogen acceptor. Especially this NADP is called hydrogen acceptor. They are there, already there in the leaves. Okay, NADP. Now the full form of NADP is: N stands for nicotinamide, A stands for adenine, D stands for dinucleotide, P stands for phosphate. Now this hydrogen is taken by NADP. Okay, now later on, this in the later stage, in the dark phase, this NADP supplies this hydrogen, okay, and forms glucose. This is the formula of glucose, C6H12O6. Now this hydrogen of glucose comes from here. Okay, these hydrogen ions. Okay, and this hydrogen ions comes from water. So water is the source of this hydrogen hydrogen of glucose. Is that clear? So this second step is known as photolysis of water. Now the third step of light phase of photosynthesis is production of oxygen. Okay, now in the second step we have seen this activated chlorophyll has to break down these water molecules into H plus and OH minus. OH minus means hydroxyl ion. Okay, now the hydroxyl ion formed during photosynthesis eject electron. Okay, it release one electron. Okay, it gives out one electron, and this OH minus become OH radical. That when the OH minus lose one electron, now OH minus becomes radical. This is called radical OH, no charge at all. Exactly. Now this hydroxyl ion becomes radical OH radical. Now there are a number of OH radicals, okay, formed during photolysis. Okay, now altogether there are four OH. When the four OH radical combine with each other, okay, react with each other, they form water molecules and oxygen gas. So this oxygen gas, okay, this oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. Okay, so the hydroxyl ion formed during photolysis eject electron, okay, eject electron and form OH radical, and the combination of four hydroxyl radical produce water and oxygen gas. Okay, and this oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. So what is the source of oxygen gas evolved during photosynthesis? So this oxygen gas comes from water. Don't get confused. Okay, there is one more question. The source of oxygen present in glucose, okay, the source of oxygen present in glucose is carbon dioxide, because the oxygen of glucose comes from carbon dioxide. But the oxygen gas which is evolved, which comes out during photosynthesis, is water. Exactly this way the production of oxygen gas take place in the third steps of light reaction. Okay, now photophosphorylation is also a part of light reactions or light phase. Okay, before we start this photophosphorylation, so let us see the abbreviations of ADP. The full form of ADP: A stands for adenosine, D stands for di, not tri, this is diphosphate. Okay, adenosine diphosphate. P, I stands for inorganic, P stands for phosphate. Full form of ATP is A stands for adenosine, T stands for triphosphate. Now in the process of photophosphorylation, the ADP plus inorganic phosphate with the help of activated chlorophyll is converted into adenosine triphosphate. Okay, adenosine triphosphate will form. Okay, and this process is known as photophosphorylation. Actually the activated chlorophyll release energize electron. Okay, activated chlorophyll, after releasing the electron, in the presence of this electron, the energy rich ATP compound is formed. This ATP is rich in energy rich compound. Okay, and this ATP is formed by the combination of adenosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate, and the formation of this ATP is known as photophosphorylation. And the main role of this ATP is ATP supplies energy. Okay, energy which is required during the dark phase of photosynthesis. Okay, in order to form the glucose, so some energy is required. Okay, and the role of this ATP is to supply those energy demand. Okay, to fulfill the energy demand of the dark phase of photosynthesis. And one more step is there, the formation of reduced NADP. Now actually during photolysis you have seen hydrogen ions are formed. Okay, and these hydrogen ions are accepted by NADP. The full form of NADP is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Now this NADP accepts this hydrogen, and this NADP is reduced to form NADPH. Now this NADP becomes NDPH. Okay, and it remains there in the dark phase, in the light phase. Okay, and later on this NADPH supplies hydrogen to form glucose. This hydrogen is supplied by this NADPH. Not only that, this NADP plays a role to reduce carbon dioxide. Okay, it helps carbon dioxide to form the carbon and oxygen of glucose. Exactly. So they are called hydrogen acceptor. Okay, they are called hydrogen acceptor. So the hydrogen ions, okay, these hydrogen ions is utilized for the reduction of NADP. Okay, NADP to form NADPH, and NADP is called the hydrogen acceptor, and it is also called Hill reagent. NADP is also called Hill reagent. Is that clear? So at the end of the light phase of photosynthesis, okay, at the end of the light phase of photosynthesis, now NADPH, okay, oxygen gas, is that clear, ATP, these are formed. Okay, these are formed, and this helps in the next step of photosynthesis. That's all.